Hey everyone, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick tutorial of a design that I saw on an article on the internet about a celebrity that had some henna done. And she's pretty well known with the younger crowd. I'm not necessarily old, but I don't really know a lot about her, so I had to ask around a little bit. But thought I would do the henna design that she had in the article, and I'll put a link in the bottom bar to the article, and also as the first image you see in the video is a picture of her with her hand with the henna on it. But I thought I would try to imitate it, and because of the way her hand is positioned, it's not possible to see all of the details. At some point I guessed exactly how things were going. I wasn't 100% sure, and the parts of her hand which were not visible, exactly how the design looked, but I thought this was probably a very good representation of what it actually looked like. And the design that I'm doing is a little bit cleaner than what she has on her hand, but we don't know the circumstances under which it was applied. Often when people have henna applied, it's at a party or an event, people are moving around, and artist has a lot of people to put henna on, and sometimes they get a little tired, so we don't know under what circumstances. So my lines and mine are going to be a little bit cleaner. But I'm really into like the whole mandala. I think that this design actually is supposed to be a lotus flower, but I'm really into mandalas or anything that starts in the center of the hand and just kind of works its way out. It's a lot of fun. I like to play around with new styles every now and then and try to think up new things for my customers, new things to add to my design book. And if I could offer any piece of advice for anyone who wants to be a henna artist, is start sketching your own designs and practice your own designs. It's lots of fun, and you'll have something original to offer your customer. So you're not offering them a design that they see that everybody else has. Keep a log of your designs. That's always a really, really cool thing to do. Keep a sketchbook. Hand and feet designs, simple designs, more elaborate designs, designs that you have practiced and you know how to do very well, designs that maybe at this time you can only draw, but you hope to be able to apply with henna sometime down the road. So as you can see from this design, it's just petals kind of overlapping each other. And in the picture, I'm really unsure whether it's the gingerbread, which is like little half circles around the outside, or whether it's just dots. But I like dots, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is finish putting on these larger second set of petals here, and then I'll put dots around the edges of them because I'm not quite sure from the way the photo is positioned and the way her hand is positioned whether they're gingerbread little loops or if they're actually dots. In the end, after the paste is removed, they all kind of look the same anyway, so I don't know if it really matters. Let's just go in and do that. And I hope that you can see this clearly. I've had a couple of suggestions / complaints about my cameras, and for those of you who asked, I use the flip cameras. And I have a couple of them, but they don't have a zoom function. There's no HD. There's none of that, none of those special features. It turns off and on. It records in an instant. Very user-friendly, very easy to use. And it's what I started out using, and because I have two of them, and they both work just fine, I didn't see any point in replacing them. But I might upgrade. If you guys have any camera recommendations, please feel free to put them in the bottom bar. And I'm not looking to spend more than $300. I know there's some awesome cameras out there, but they're like couple $1,000s. My mom has some really awesome cameras. She's got professional equipment that she takes the most beautiful pictures with. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for her, her budget is a little bit bigger than mine, and she can buy those kind of fancy cameras. But it's not the kind of budget that I work with. So I'm going to go ahead and put some little details on the outside of these petals. And I don't know if you notice, but like the 4 main petals, these guys are bigger than these 4 petals. Just slightly, not by much. And you'll repeat that same thing here where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 large petals, and then in the corners you will have 4 smaller petals. This is really a fun design to make. I could probably go on forever if my hand was bigger. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the 3rd layer of petals. So this was the first layer here. Then this is the 2nd layer. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 3rd. And the 3rd layer of petals kind of started here. And of course these are the bigger petals out of the set. And some of you might wonder, what's the best applicator for this type of design? The cone will always be the applicator I go to first. There are a couple of designs that I've done where I've used a bottle or I've used a syringe, just because it was more comfortable for me to use that as an applicator. But really, it's just all about what works best for you. But for me, the cone works best. And it's not about the applicator giving you the lines that you want, because really these lines, the curves, the technique is something that all comes with practice. All right, it looks like we have some more petals. This will be the smaller set in between these bigger ones here. I'm going to come in with these. And again, I'll put the original picture or the article in the bottom bar. But you'll see that there are some imperfections in the design. Henna is usually applied by hand, so you will see minor imperfections. Things won't always mirror what's on the other side. The lines won't always be perfect. Or you'll have things that the artist did on one side that they forgot to do on the other side. But I'm going to make some minor adjustments to the design. But basically it's going to look like a lot like what she has on her hands. I'm also not going to do the finger design that she has, because in the picture it's not clear exactly what's on her fingers. But the palm it's somewhat clear, you can see. Basically this is very, very similar. And it's a very cute design. If I had to name a specific style of henna, I would probably say Indian design, because you don't see a lot of lotus flowers in non-Indian henna. You don't see lotus flowers in Arabic henna, Moroccan style. And I'm really learning a lot about the different styles that exist. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. Her husband is from Morocco, and even within Morocco there are several different styles of henna. And I'm really, really excited. Those of you who are on my Facebook fan page, or you're my Facebook friend, also I think I mentioned it on Twitter, that I registered for a class that is being taught by two very well-known henna artists from the East Coast. And they specialize in the Moroccan style designs. And I'm really excited because on August, is it 21st or 22nd? I believe it's the 22nd. that I'm going to go to Seattle, Washington and take a class from them this month. And I am just ecstatic about it because, as many of you know, Moroccan henna designs are just really not, they're not my expertise. I'm not very good at them, even though I try and I practice. Sometimes you do have to have a teacher. So I'm really, really excited to study with them. It's Kenzie and Nick are their names, and I'm really excited to go to that class. But just kind of reminded me of about all the different styles of henna that there are. You go to one country and someone might say, oh, that's Moroccan style, or it's this style, or it's that style. But really within one country you can have several different styles, and it's just so cool. Even within India, you'll have several different styles. And I noticed as I'm starting to do henna more on people from a wider range of countries, that they'll say, oh, you know, I want Indian style. And then they'll say, oh, I want, you know, Pakistani style. And really, I said, well, what's the difference? You know, I thought, well, the designs are going to be the same. But even then, there are slight differences. So that's what we see in the bottom of the design there. And I'm going to mimic that up at the top, even though in the picture, the top of the design, like in this area on her hand, is smudged. So it's not very clear exactly what was there, but I'm assuming that it mirrored itself. And this, what's down here, was also up here. So, and maybe her palm is a little bit bigger than mine, or maybe I drew this on a little bit bigger than what she had. But I'm kind of running out of space up top here. So I'm going to try to fit it in. It's probably going to extend up to my fingers here. Oh well. Not a big deal. And I think I'll do a video at some point where I talk about applying henna to hands of different shapes and sizes, because we all have different shapes and sizes, and some of us have larger hands, some of us have longer fingers, and so we're able to do different things, fit more onto a hand than someone else. And it has nothing to do with size. It has to do with, you know, the way you are, just the way you were created, the way you grew. There are some people who are very small in size but have very large hands, and there are people who are very large in size who have very small hands, short fingers, or long fingers but small palms. So try to fit it in where we can. So here's the finished design. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry about my rambling. But I thought it's better than silence. It's better than, you know, maybe sounds of the ocean. Not everybody likes that. I don't want to put everybody to sleep. I think maybe I'll just put some dots in there, some finishing touches. Gotta love the dots. So there it is. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and please leave your comments, your questions if you have them. Send me a message through YouTube if you feel like you need to do that. Make a response video, and also rate and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the videos, and just let me know how you like them. And I take video requests, even though I can only fill like 1 or 2 a month. I do take requests, and I do get to them eventually. And yeah, I have, like I mentioned before, I have the Facebook. I do have Twitter. I have a blog. All that stuff is in the bottom bar below. So take a look if you're interested. And all of the products used in this video are also listed in the bottom bar. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.